Shabbos, everyone. Hope all are doing well. Want to wish a Tzeit Chem Shalom to all who have gone to camp last week and to all that are going this week. Yishar Kochachem. Continue what we've built here over Shabbatot and bring it to your respective camps, to those that are open. I want to share a quick idea on this week's Parsha, obviously, as we've been learning and discussing every week. And the past two Parshiot, with the Cheder Meraglim, with the sins of the spies, and this week's Parsha with the sin of Korach, have a lot of correlation in it. Of a little bit, if you want to call it, someone who's a Debbie Downer, someone who's a little bit more on the negative end of things, or a bit more pessimistic in our work on ourselves to establish ourselves as not just realistic, but optimistic and realistic at the same time, of incorporating the two. And there's an idea in this week's Parsha that the Midrash brings in. And one of the problems that Korach brought is he asked Moshe, the Midrash says, a famous halachic question. And the question was, do you need to put a mezuzah on the doors of a Beit Midrash? So first off, let's discuss the background to this question, meaning why do we have mezuzahs on our doors? So why do we have mezuzahs on our doors? It's to surround ourselves with godliness. Is to make sure that every room, other than bathrooms, right, have godliness in them, have an element of a Kadosh Baruch Hu in it, that you should always, no matter where you are, carry a Kadosh Baruch Hu with you, whether it's by wearing a kippah, tzitzit, mezuzah, tefillin, whatever it is, Shabbos candles, challah. We have all these different things, but a room should also carry a Kadosh Baruch Hu in it. So Korach asks a question: if that's the point of a mezuzah, should you have a mezuzah on the doors of a Beit Midrash? And Moshe says yes. And this is Korach's opportunity to go, aha! You're being a little too strict, Moshe. Right? You're wrong. You don't need. By the way, it's a halachic dispute. It's a legitimate question. But Korach says you don't need it because if the only purpose of a mezuzah is to surround yourselves with a Kadosh Baruch Hu, to surround yourselves with God, and a Beit Midrash has Svarim and Torahs all around you, then you don't need a mezuzah. The Beit Midrash itself is holding that essence. So you don't need the mezuzah. And this is like one of Korach's, he attempted to have a few aha moments to Moshe. And this is the beauty of Moshe. And why did Moshe feel it was so necessary to have a mezuzah? Why did Moshe feel it was so necessary in a room that's already filled with God to have a mezuzah? It almost seems extra. It seems unnecessary. Maybe it's a nice thing to do. This is a necessary thing to do. So Moshe's point, the Midrash says, isn't just when you're in the Beit Midrash, you're in the Beit Midrash and you're learning. And then what happens when you walk out of it? Moshe's point was, the mezuzah isn't only for walking into a room. It's about when you walk outside of the room. Are you going to take that godliness with you when you leave? When you walk out of the Beit Midrash, are you bringing that Torah with you? And that's what the reminder of the mezuzah is. It's not only to have God in this one vacuum of a room, but it's to bring God outside with you. So when I leave, the last thing I see on the door should be godliness. To remind myself, I must carry God with me into the next room I'm walking into. Whether that next room is a law office, or the next room is a doctor's office, whatever profession I'm walking out of that room to. And I think a little bit more obviously during this time, all of our homes have turned into a Beit Midrash. And now as we're slowly starting to step out of it, right, onto the streets, whether we're going to malls, everyone to each their own, whether we're going to camp, right, whether we're going to shul, are we going to bring the Torah of our home into that next room? Korach felt that a Beit Midrash should be a Beit Midrash, right? And a party hall, right? Or a law office should be a law office. And that's exactly what we don't believe, right? What we believe is that law office must carry the ethics of Torah as well. That doctor's office or that hospital or that residency you're walking to should carry the ethics of Torah as well. And Baruch Hashem, I think we as a community, we do a pretty good job at that. But it doesn't mean to stop there. It doesn't mean to forget it there. Whether it is we're going on vacations this summer, whether it is we're going to camp or whatever it is, carry that mezuzah, carry that Torah, carry that godliness with you into whatever room it is you're walking into. And Bezrat Hashem, you guys should have an amazing and successful and meaningful summers. And whether you're staying at home or whether you're going away, room to room, you should carry that godliness with you wherever it is. Have a great Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom, Kol Tuv, and all the best.